Welcome to the Adult Basic Skills Professional Development video series. Throughout our productions, we are committed to excellence in adult education and professional development in basic skills instruction. The goal of this video series is to improve the effectiveness and quality of instruction through focused professional development.
Adults are motivated. They just might not be motivated to do what they need to do to learn in the classroom. How can their motivation be captured and applied to learning? When adults are motivated in the area of learning, lessons progress more smoothly, communication flows, anxiety decreases, creativity and learning become more apparent. The more motivating the learning situation is, the more likely it is that that adult will become a lifelong learner. But sometimes the instructor's idea of what is important does not coincide with that of the learner. The motives people bring with them into the classroom strongly affects how and what they learn.
In the first few seconds of contact between two people, dozens of impressions are made. Many details speak loudly. It is the responsibility of the adult basic skills instructor to be sure first impressions of the new learning experience is positive, supportive, and inviting. In the adult classroom, learning should be authentic for adults. Learning situations should be formulated by the students and be of great interest to the learner. The instructor then structures lessons around goals and interests. To gain knowledge of how to personalize learning, instructors can interview students in an informal manner. Set goals that are achievable, believable, measurable, and desirable. Reminders may be written in daily logs. Students and teachers should share the responsibility for identifying appropriate resources. It is also imperative that instructors pre-plan the goal-setting and learning experiences to consider and remove potential obstacles to learning. Once students have set goals, it is important that they are provided the learning experiences necessary to meet the goals. Arrange a goal review schedule. Students then should be given opportunities to apply their new knowledge, after which they receive appropriate recognition for their accomplishments.
Match instruction to learner goals. Use teacher-student relationships to determine which life experiences to investigate. The real-life learning tasks of adults are distinct for each individual. They seldom follow a clear pattern, define measurement, and are so episodic in nature that the beginnings, patterns, and outcomes are impossible to define. But keep the learner's basic goals and interest in mind. Adapt the instruction to the learner's level of experience and skill development. Give them assignments that are within their reach, but do not give them assignments that are too easy or ones that they have had too much experience with. They will become bored and disinterested. It is a delicate balance.
Attitude. Needs. Instructor rapport. Share responsibility for learning. Pace appropriately. Give rationale for assignments, ensure success, make first experiences positive.
Let's look at factors that contribute to adult motivation. Attitudes. The learner's attitude toward the general learning environment, instructor, subject matter, and self-expectations must be developed to be positive.
Needs. The basic need for food, warmth, and safety felt by the learner at the time of learning must be satisfied before maximum learning will take place. Instructor rapport. Share something of value about yourself with the adult learners. Laugh at yourself. Share intense experiences. Let students know that you too are human. This interaction contributes to building a trusting relationship. Share time with the adult learners. Take them to lunch and have holiday parties. Share responsibility. Let the learner know that learning is a joint responsibility. Pace learning appropriately. Adults learn at different rates. They also learn different material at different rates. The instructor must be conscientious of the appropriate learning pace for the student on specific material. Reflect the language perspective and attitudes of your adult learners. Break down courses into small units, allowing for more opportunities to ensure success. Give rationale for work. Make first experiences positive.
Goethe stated that the greatest evil that can befall a man is for him to think ill of himself. As in the case with the chicken and the egg, it's difficult to say which comes first, a positive self-concept or academic achievement. In all likelihood, it's an interactive process, and one depends on the other. Instructors need to give positive comments to the students, and they need to be specific, not just a good, but be specific in what was good. The flow of the sentence was read well. The grammar was perfect. Be specific in your feedback. The fundamental basis for acquiring a positive self-concept for learning is the reflection of self as an achiever. Benjamin Bloom states this clearly. Each person searches for positive recognition of his worth, and he comes to view himself as adequate in those areas where he received assurance of his competence or success. For a student to view himself in a positive way, he must be given many opportunities to be rewarded. Mastery and its public recognition provide the necessary reassurance and reinforcement to help the student view himself as adequate. We can learn from our mistakes, and our students are going to make mistakes. But let's use them as a learning device. However, it's important that we minimize mistakes as much as possible. As instructors, we must recognize real effort. We must show faith in our students as learners. We need to give extensive help at the beginning of difficult tasks. We need to model what is expected of our students, help them as they begin the task, give them encouragement and coaching as they continue the task, and then close with students telling, explaining, or demonstrating what has been learned. It is motivating for all of us to have our names heard, so we need to learn and use the names of our students. Provide seating arrangements where people can see and hear each other. We need to teach our adults to take risks. However, we do need to minimize real danger. Our students are motivated when we plan stimulating activities that have real meaning to them.
The effective part of learning is very important. This is really what people remember in detail. We don't remember exactly what we were doing when the light came on and we could read, but we do remember the details of how people treated us, what was said, and how we felt. Discuss how learning took place. What was the process? Emphasize the importance of knowing how to learn. Students must be given a chance to mark off the goals they set, giving them feelings of accomplishments. Records of accomplishment can then be placed in folders and eventually be placed in portfolios. Many adults have received little recognition in their lifetimes, therefore recognition through certificates is very special. Announce in class when a colleague has received passing test scores. In a personal manner, communicate to the student genuine pleasure at their success. At each milestone, it is important to celebrate, whether it is something simple like having cookies in class or more involved like going out for supper together. To recognize major accomplishments, celebrating is necessary. A graduation ceremony should be held annually where adults who have completed degrees receive the recognition they have earned. The event should be announced throughout the community with publicity in local media both before and after the event. An expectancy with success is job mobility. Adult instructors need to make it a part of their responsibility to communicate with employers about employee successes. When promotions are received, the connection between the promotion and school success should be emphasized to the student. Many adults attend literacy classes for the expressed purpose of learning to read so they can read to their children or grandchildren. The first time the adult and child share quiet reading time together, the learner's expectancy for success is met. What a tremendous accomplishment for both the adult and the child. Perhaps the ultimate indicator of success in adult literacy is when the student becomes the teacher. Adult literacy classrooms are the ideal setting for one learner to teach another. Allowing learners to teach others builds motivation for learning in both adults. No one can be motivated by someone on the outside. The motivation must come from within. However, we as instructors must set the conditions for motivation. Instructional strategies determined by the instructor are: 1. Attention. Aim at increasing curiosity through humor, paradoxes, and inquiry. Instructor is enthusiastic about subject and does unusual and surprising things. They should evoke curiosity so the learner actively participates. They should also use a variety of teaching techniques. 2. Relevance. Meet personal needs by using metaphors, establishing a cooperative atmosphere, making learning useful, emphasizing the importance of subjects being learned, meeting student and high program goals, and providing positive role models. 3. Confidence. Clearly indicate requirements for success while allowing learner control and using learning organizers and portfolios. Provide frequent opportunities to succeed which contribute to positive self-esteem. 4. Satisfaction. Students must perceive rewards as appropriate, earned, and consistent with expectations. They must benefit from the acquired knowledge such as on-the-job promotions, pay raises, and special recognitions. Motivation is the most important factor in adult learning. Perhaps the best advice in setting the stage for motivated adult learners came from the great teacher centuries ago when he said, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you."